All right, so as I promised, we're going to use this idea of similar triangles to solve some real-world problems. And I'm sure these are like pressing issues for you on a daily basis. But what it's going to do is you're going to eventually, by the end of class today, you and your partner, whoever you choose to be your partner, are going to make a poster that's going to explain how to solve one of these word problems. So pay close attention, and then I'll show you what the criteria for success is. So the first thing is that it says a tree 30 feet tall casts a shadow 12 feet long. So I always like to circle and underline. So Brad is 8 feet tall. So now I'm talking about Brad, so I'm going to choose a different color. So Brad's 8 feet tall. Come on, man, let's work. So we want to know how long is Brad's shadow. So we're going to draw a diagram and solve it. And so first thing I'm going to do is draw a 30-foot tree, if my pen works. And I know this is 30, so I'm going to draw a line that says this is 30. And then I'm going to draw its shadow, and it is 12 feet long. All right, and now I'm going to draw Brad. Brad's a good-looking green guy. And I know that he is 8 feet tall. And his shadow is what we're trying to figure out. And so what I can do is I can, close these triangles. And I know that when you're standing up and when a tree's standing up, they do make a 90-degree angle with the ground, just saying. And so what I want to do is I can say for certain that these are going to be similar triangles. And I'm going to use that theorem to figure out Brad's height. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this tree over Brad, which is similar to new over old. But now I have an actual figure. I'm going to call the tree is 30, and the side that corresponds is Brad's height of 8. Then I know that the shadow of the tree is 12, so all the tree stuff goes on top, and all the Brad stuff goes on the bottom, and this is x. And as you know from last week, 2 weeks ago, if you cross multiply and divide, you get x equal to 3.2 feet. So 30x equals, what's 12 times 8? 8 times 2, 16, 96. And 30 into 96 is 3.2. All right, moving on. Second example. So I know that these are two triangles that are similar. The lengths of the sides of EFG are these three sides. So I'm going to go ahead and draw EFG. And label my sides 144, 128, and 112. All right, and then it says the length of the smallest side of QRS is 280. And so the smallest side is here. So I know that the smallest side, this is EFG, I know that the smallest side has to correspond to the smallest side. So this is R, this is Q, and this is S, and this is going to be 280. Because EG corresponds to QS here. All right, now I got to figure out what is the longest side. And so I know the longest side is going to be right here at QR, because this is the longest side on this triangle. So I'm going to set up my proportion, and I'm going to do triangle EFG on top. Again, it does not matter which one you put on top. And I'm going to do triangle QRS on the bottom. What do I know? I know that this one's 112, and I know this one's 280, and that's going to equal 144 over x. And when you work it out and you actually figure it out, you can figure out what x is. And I'm not going to tell you this one because I want you to actually practice cross multiplying and dividing. So if you want to know if you have it correct, plug your answer in and see if when you cross multiply you get the same number. All right, next I'm going to show you what did you notice about both of these drawings. Well, first of all, I had my question. My question in this problem was how long is Brad's shadow? And my question in this one is what is the length of the longest side? What else you'll notice about my two, this is what you're going to need for your poster, is that I have a picture drawn for both of them. And then lastly, what I showed my work. I set up my proportions over here, showed exactly how I got my answer. And the last thing you're going to do is actually make a conclusion statement, which I did not include. But a good conclusion statement for problem number 1 here would be Brad's shadow is 3.2 feet. Then a conclusion statement here is whatever you got x to equal would be your conclusion statement. So this is your criteria for success. You're going to start a mini poster project, right? And the first thing you have to do, please ignore these numbers. I can figure out how to get them out. But we don't need to worry about those numbers. But your criteria for success is first, you're going to state the question that is to be answered. That's going to be on your poster. You have to draw a picture of the similar triangles and label all of the sides. Then you have to make a plan and show the steps on how you solve the problem. And lastly, you're going to solve the problem, check to make sure the answers are, you answer the question, and write a conclusion statement. So when you're done with your notes, you're going to find a partner, and get a poster, paper, and word problem from the back table. And then get started. When you are done, you are responsible for IXL, P5, and P7. All right, y'all. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.